It was several weeks before Steve had a call from Trevor. "Been busy?" asked Steve. "You know how it is, something came up," Trevor answered casually. Steve tried not to laugh. "I'm sure it must have." "Yeah, nothing much one can do about it. Just got to get on and do the business." "Absolutely. Successfully, I hope?" Yes, I think so. Fancy your pint?" "Absolutely." "Do you know much about black holes?" asked Trevor, as he swilled the last of his beer around in his glass, creating a whirlpool effect. "Fancy another?" said Steve as he gestured to the barmaid to be served and deliberated the question. He believed Trevor was attempting to change the conversation in such a direction that it would make it impossible to steer back onto relationship matters. He had gotten nowhere when probing for information about girlfriend activities and soon gave up trying. Trevor was clearly not ready to divulge anything. "Not really," Steve answered. He took a sip of the pint of landlord that had just appeared in front of him and then continued. "But I know a man who does. My father was into all that. We spent some time in California when I was in my teens where there was some research going on into black holes. Dad went to help with the maths. He's had a lifetime interest in Einstein's theories on relativity, and when the opportunity came to study further, he couldn't resist." "What has Einstein's theory of relativity got to do with black holes?" "Lots, apparently, but I'm not sure I could explain. Dad was forever trying to make me understand, but not being a mathematician or scientist, I found it difficult to follow." "You've got my interest. Try." Trevor rearranged himself on the bar stool, ready to be educated. "Are you sitting comfortably? Because it's a long story." "Then begin," Trevor quipped. "Once upon a time, back in the 1960s, there was this mathematician who was able to describe a black hole by mathematics. And if the said black hole were to rotate, a polo mint type formation would occur, and it would become possible to jump through the hole in the middle and arrive in a different place. Are you following?" "I think so. Go on." Anyway, no one took him seriously until real black holes were discovered in the Milky Way and other places. That was where my dad came in. He was part of a team that followed Einstein's general relativity equations about space-time singularities and set out to prove that such a thing was impossible." "Space-time what?" Trevor spluttered as he drained his glass. "Yeah, I know. Polo mints, basically, or that's how I saw them. Have another beer and it might seem clearer." Steve got the next round. The conversation continued after they judged the beer to still be on form. "Well, that's a shame. It was sounding as though H.G. Wells' time machine could actually work, providing it resembled a mint." "Just wait, the story isn't complete. Apparently they had no choice but to conclude that if one was able to manipulate a black hole, there was nothing in the equations to stop you time traveling." "So what are we waiting for? Let's buy a packet of polos and go for it." "Ah, well, there's a catch." "I might have known. There's always a catch. Don't tell me the world's stock of polos is all used up." "No, it's obvious, really. Put simply, we haven't got the technology to time travel. Fancy a peanut?" "Well, that's a surprise," concluded Trevor. "Never mind jumping through black holes. We haven't even got a handle on how to fly, the buggers. No holes in peanuts. Yeah, I think I'll be safe enough with a peanut." "Thank goodness for that," said Steve as he lay down to sleep that night. "What?" Jasmine asked, curling up next to him. "Trevor's back to normal." "Oh, right." Jasmine remained nonplussed. "Good night. It's late, and the clocks are moving forward tonight." "So they are. We'll be time traveling without any black holes in sight." "What on earth are you talking about?" Nothing at all. Good night."